deadly virus commonly known as HIV and AIDS is believed to come from monkeys that date back to the 1980s and was discovered as simian immunodeficiency virus in the monkey's blood and later developed into human immunodeficiency virus in humans' blood through contact from hunting. Now to dive into this awful disease, let us begin with its name, human immunodeficiency virus. The virus starts in the bloodstream, which get there from the sharing of bodily fluids, which include blood, breast milk, semen, and the sharing of unsanitary needles coming from someone who has contracted the disease already. After it enters the bloodstream, it attacks T cells, a type of white blood cell, to use as a host body or a host cell. There are 7 steps that the HIV virus goes through once inside the bloodstream to replicate and infect the rest of the body. The first step is binding, or the attachment of the virus onto the T cell. It tricks the host cell by offering proteins that the cell needs to survive, and uses those proteins to connect itself onto the surface of the cell. After this, the second step begins, fusion. Fusion is when the virus inserts itself into the cell by using those proteins which the cell needs and penetrates the cellular membrane or the cell surface. After it is inside the cell, the third step begins, which is known as reverse transcription. Within this step, one of the 3 enzymes that the so-called envelope embedded into the HIV virus is used, reverse transcriptase. The cell contains DNA, which is double-stranded, and the virus contains RNA, which is single-stranded. The reverse transcriptase is used to turn the HIV RNA into HIV DNA. After it is formed, the 4th step, known as integration, begins. Our body is smart, so whatever it doesn't recognize, it tries to fight off. However, since there's now HIV DNA, the body recognizes it as a friendly thing of DNA and lets it enter the cell nucleus, where the cell's DNA is stored. The integrase enzyme lets the HIV DNA integrate or insert itself into the DNA of the cell. After this step is the replication or transcription, the 5th step. Since the DNA is now infected, it also codes for infected proteins or enzymes to be assembled, just like the ones in the envelope. Moving on to assembly, the 6th step. This is where the long strands of proteins or non-infectious HIV move from the nucleus to the surface, so they can then move to the newly forming cell. Lastly, the 7th step, budding, is when protease is released from the original HIV envelope into the newly formed cell, which is used to break up the long, non-infectious strands of protein into shorter, infectious strands, which from then goes on to attack other cells and commences the deadly cycle of HIV. During the replication period, known as the latency period, people might not feel symptoms for up to 8 years. If gone untreated long enough, the HIV virus will eventually kill off enough T cells, making your blood cell count go under 200 blood cells per cubic millimeter of blood, and your body has now fallen into acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS. Without the necessary amount of white blood cells to fight off infections, your body now contracts diseases such as cancers, pneumonia, and other infections, all of which are known as opportunistic infections. Now, to put some knowledge to the test, here are a few popular myths to keep in mind. You can get HIV by being around someone who is HIV positive. This is not true because HIV can only be transmitted through bodily fluids, not just by breathing the same air or being in the same vicinity of someone who is infected. Secondly, a myth is that AIDS is a cause of death. This is actually false because you do not die from the syndrome itself, but from all the previously mentioned opportunistic infections that because of the disease, your body is not strong enough to fight off. Lastly, one myth says that only gays and lesbians can acquire HIV and AIDS. This is not true. In fact, everyone is at risk for acquiring HIV if safe sex is not practiced and tests are not taken. While HIV and AIDS does not have a cure yet, several pharmaceutical industries are working towards 4 main goals: preventing the virus, limiting growth once inside the body, developing vaccines, and treating opportunistic infections. Gilead in particular works on prevention with its pre-exposure prophylaxis treatment, or PrEP for short. It is a way for people who are at a high risk of contracting HIV to prevent the HIV infection from spreading. It is actually the only FDA-approved drug for HIV prevention. Soon, hopefully, the disease that has taken over the lives of 38 million people can be put to a halt.